Здравствуйте! Этот видеоролик предваряет такой небольшой экскурс в университет University Sunshine Coast. Это один из университетов, который, можно сказать, еще недостаточно или совсем не открыт для так называемого русского рынка. При этом наши уже давние партнеры ATMC, они давно уже работают с университетами такими как Darwin, Federation особенно, и сейчас они представляют University of Sunshine Coast. Наша цель выйти на то, чтобы у нас была полная репрезентация, то есть мы полностью работали с этим университетом Солнечного берега, не только с кампусами в Сиднее, в Мельбурне и Брисбене, но и с кампусами, которые являются головными кампусами. И они дают нам инженерные программы, программы в бизнесе, психологии, в IT, преподавательской деятельности. То есть то, что, в общем-то, интересует очень многих ребят. Университет, скажем так, не запачканный теми порой не очень чистоплотными практиками, которые были у многих высших учебных заведений, университетов Австралии. Хороший имидж, абсолютная, скажем так, новизна, неизвестность на русском рынке и достаточно хорошие цены, которые вам будет давать ATMC. В то же время, опять-таки повторяю, несмотря на то, что в головном кампусе скидки будут меньше, но программ гораздо больше. И поэтому я настоятельно рекомендую ребятам все-таки обратить внимание на этот недорогой университет, но с хорошей репутацией. Не забывайте, что начиная с 1 июля у нас вводится вместо SVP SSVF. Это Stream Simplified Student Visa Framework. И в соответствии с новым SSVF учебные заведения уже будут подразделяться на 3 класса риска. И вот желательно, конечно, попадать в университеты и высшие учебные заведения, которые имеют первый уровень. И University of Sunshine Coast относится именно к таким университетам. В то же время он достаточно недорогой. Безусловно, что более престижные 8 университетов, топ-8 так называемые, туда будет легче поступить. Все-таки всегда туда было легче поступить. Но цены очень неприятно удивляют. И с этими университетами нету особой кооперации. В то же время с University of Sunshine Coast мы выходим на реальную работу на русском рынке, то есть мы работаем с университетами в России, которые являются, скажем так, будут являться партнерами University of Sunshine Coast, будут совместные программы, то есть наши студенты будут подключаться к академической работе, и, соответственно, качество обучения будет выше. Пожалуйста, обратите внимание на Грега, очень неординарный человек, Грег Симмонс. Он ответственный именно за compliance, то есть за то, чтобы все было правильно, все было законно, все было так, чтобы не навредило имиджу университета и, соответственно, визовой проходимости наших студентов. И обратите внимание на директора кампуса Джона. Это человек, с которым мы в действительности ведем сейчас научную работу. Это один из немногих, я скажу, что это Ричард Чен в KOI и Джон в University of Sunshine Coast или ATMC. Вот, поэтому посмотрите на этих людей, и когда у вас более будут подробные вопросы по учебным программам, пожалуйста, обращайтесь. Большое спасибо.
Most of it, the course for University of the Sunshine Coast will be opening in the same building as the location where we are now, on level 9 at 540 George Street. Now, I know many of you have seen that. The campuses at the Sunshine Coast will also be there. Right? So Let me first by introducing the other people that you've got to know. Well, first of all, let me run through the thing. I'll run through, here it is. So the first one is ATMC itself. I'll talk a bit about that. We have a number of people here. I'll introduce them in a moment, but our CEO, Dr. Malhotra, will talk about the ATMC in general and answer any questions about the ATMC. We also have the Australian Computer Society Professional Year course, which many of you have sent us students to. We have Federation University Australia, Business and IT, and we'll run through that tonight and tell you what's happening with that. And the last one is the University of the Sunshine Coast, which is, as we said, is now opening in Sydney. So they're the first ones. Here are the speakers tonight. First, myself as chairman of the ATMC. The first speaker will be Alex Thomas. Alex is our campus manager. Alex is going to talk about the academics, what courses we're starting, and because we're starting onshore as well, we'll explain what courses we're going to offer in the University of the Sunshine Coast for July, and then what courses we'll be offering as we move forward into the second and third semesters after that. So Alex will talk. Then Greg Simmons. Greg is sitting in the side there. Greg is our Director of Compliance and Engagement, and Greg is going to talk to you about the admissions procedure because, as many of you know, over the last 18 months, it hasn't all been plain sailing with Federation University in admissions, and we're definitely hoping that the University of Sunshine Coast, and we know they will be, hopefully a much better university to work with in terms of the speed and ease of admissions process, and Greg is going to touch on that and the way that's going to work for the University of Sunshine Coast. We've got Sunil Jain. Sunil's at the door. Sunil, most of you know, Sunil's our Australian marketing director. Sunil is going to talk about the actual programs, the offerings, and what we're doing with that, and how the marketing is structured, how the sales and marketing is structured. We have some of the people from Sunil's team, and Sunil is going to introduce all of them to you. Most of you know Akanksha Singh, who's at the door with Sunil. Akanksha is our sales person here in Sydney. We also have our Chinese agent who looks after Chinese. He looks after Chinese, Vietnam, and Korean agents. Chef Lu, who many of you know is based in Melbourne. He looks after that area of the business. And we have Sonal Mittal, who is based in India, who looks after Indian agents. That's offshore Indian agents who are done through Australian agents, Sonal Mittal. And we also have Sultana Khan, and we're very fortunate that Sultana's with us today. Sultana, where is? Sultana's at the door too. Sultana looks after she looks after Nepal and Bangladesh students offshore who are through onshore agents. So if you have an agent in Nepal and Bangladesh, now Sunil will go into that in a lot more detail, and we'll go through and answer any questions you have about how the process works, and just make sure there's no confusion there. Now, before we proceed, I thought I'd go through your show bag. I left the show bag. You were given a show bag as you came in. Just quickly, I'll tell you what's in the show bag so you know. First of all, we have the international student course information for the University of the Sunshine Coast. It actually has Melbourne on it, but the courses are identical for Sydney, so just ignore the Melbourne reference here. The Sydney one will be printed in a couple of days, and we'll have that to hand out, but it's identical, so the University of the Sunshine Coast there. We have the Federation University one, which most of you would have, so that's the Federation University for 2016. So there are those two. We have a fact sheet on the University of Sunshine Coast. Now, most of you know about the University of the Sunshine Coast. This one is also Melbourne, but of course the university is the same university. So we have this one for those of you that want information on the university itself. So you can have, so that's a fact sheet on the university. Now, I know Sunil tells me a couple of you always indicated about enrolling students too. So there are two more. There's the checklist for what you need, which Greg will touch on as he does admissions, and there's also the enrolment form, which you have in the chat. So you have the checklist for what you need for admissions and the enrolment form for students in the package as well. Akanksha will have those we'll have that in soft copy that we'll send you to everybody as well, but you've got the form there, you can use that form if you want to. We have a copy of all the charts tonight. This is a copy of all the important charts. I haven't copied all the important charts, but the important charts. If you want to make any notes, there's this set of charts that you could make copies onto if you wish. We have a program, Manish will probably talk about this, our work integrated learning, what we're trying to stress with it, work integrated learning. So there's a program of work integrated learning, because nearly all of our courses now with Federation University and University of Sunshine Coast have units of workplace learning embedded in the courses. Almost all courses have that, so that's an important part of what we're trying to do. And then we've got this chart which is on the marketing team, which is what I said, the people I introduced tonight, which is the emails and phone numbers, because I know many of you are asked, well, how do I contact the people? So there's a list of that, which Sunil will touch on in greater detail. So we're going to talk, the process for tonight is Alex, Greg, Sunil and then Manish will talk to you about the various aspects. You can ask questions as we go through, I'm sure they'll be happy to answer, and then we'll have a question time at the end, which we're happy to do that. And then we're going to break and we've got some canapes and finger food and some drinks afterwards, and I want you all to join us back there. And if it's the sort of question you don't want to ask in the open community, well then you can ask questions afterwards of anyone. We'll be pleased to meet you all and talk to you as well. So thank you very much for joining us tonight, it's fantastic. We're going to start now by just going through the academic program, what is going to be offered in the University of Sunshine Coast and how we're going to do it for the July semester. So Alex, over to you. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Nick.
Hello, everyone. It's a fantastic turn-up, so thank you very much for coming. It's great to see a full room, and fantastic job, Sunil, for organising this today. We're really excited about the University of Sunshine Coast initiative, but Alex has just spoken to you, and I think most of you could pick up the passion Alex has for running our campus. He does a fantastic job, and if you've ever sent students to ATMC Sydney, I think you would have got positive feedback from your students about the experience. So that's a credit to Alex. Well done, Alex. We're all very proud of the operation he runs here in Sydney, and you should take some confidence that if you send us students, you're in very good hands with the team here at ATMC Sydney. So my name's Greg Simmons, and I report to Manish, the CEO and Managing Director. I've been at ATMC for about the last 14 months, and prior to that I had an 18-year career with Federation University, which included running their international office. So if you're really unhappy about Federation University, don't hold it against me, please. All right. But I won't speak to you very long today. I'm here primarily just because this is an important event, and it's a fantastic opportunity for me to interact with you all and to get feedback from you around the admissions process and how we work with you on admissions. Admissions isn't an easy process in the post-SVP days. Universities are all very touchy. They tend to be harder to work with, some harder than others, because they're all managing their risk. But our job at ATMC is to try and make that process as easy as possible for you. And I'm ultimately responsible for ATMC's admissions processing, amongst other things. So please, ask questions of me while I'm here, or come up and approach me after we're finished. And I'm really interested in getting your feedback, because we're really committed at ATMC to continuous improvement and customer service excellence. And that's not just the marketing team or Alex's academic team, it applies to our admissions and our administrative processes as well. All right, so please come up, introduce yourself and give me feedback. How many, just maybe a bit of a show of hands, how many of you process offshore as well as onshore admissions? Okay, thank you. You put your hands down now. So I think what I can talk to you a little bit about while I'm here. So that's just a chart to give me an opportunity to speak. So it was just something we've inserted into the slide deck really as a cue for me to come up and have a chat. We'll be sending you a admissions pack and an updated prospectus for USC Sydney within the week. The prospectus for USC Sydney is currently at University of Sunshine Coast for final approval. It's just with the faculty there. They're just checking through the data, the information in that prospectus. So that's a process we need to follow. That will be forwarded to you within the week electronically, and we'll be printing off hard copies and sending you hard copies as well. And we'll also give you a complete admissions pack with the admissions forms, the agent's checklist, and a process and contact details with that. All right. Why I asked about offshore is offshore admissions is far trickier than onshore admissions. And if you've worked with us with Fed Uni, particularly if you work in the subcontinent, you would know that Fed Uni have a Delhi office where all applications that we process need to go through the Fed Uni Delhi team, which gets scrutinised, and they have a very particular way of working. All right. What I can say about University of Sunshine Coast is for offshore admissions, that is not the case. So our offshore admissions processing for University of the Sunshine Coast is far more efficient, and it's far simpler. The bottom line is still the same. Universities look for genuine students, so they risk profile much like other universities, but they are far more liberal and more, I think, logical in how they go about their processing than working through the Fed Uni Delhi office. So from an offshore admissions processing perspective, we think Sunshine Coast opens up a fantastic opportunity for our students, for our potential students. And I know my last trip overseas, I spent some time in Nepal. Nepalese students love coming to Sydney. I think there's a real opportunity, in particular in Nepal. So if any of you work in Nepal, please come up and have a chat to me or Sultana after this. So offshore admissions are all handled by ATMC and are not referred off to a University of Sunshine Coast admissions office. Similarly with onshore admissions, University of Sunshine Coast is more liberal than Federation University, particularly around students who have made a bad start. So their first 12 months have been a bit bumpy, they haven't had a good experience, and they're looking to move. Sunshine Coast are more open to that profile of student than Federation University. But the one thing that will make your life easier and our life easier at ATMC is when applications come up to us, particularly if they're applications where credit is involved, make sure those applications are complete, because that's where frustration happens for all of us. If we have to come back and forth searching for documents, searching for course outlines, that will slow the process down. All right? So my take-home message is, Sunshine Coast is an opportunity for all of us, I think. It is an attractive product. I know we've opened up in Melbourne this first semester, and the feedback I've got from students and staff who are teaching the Sunshine Coast course is very positive. So the quality of the course is good, the students are enjoying studying, and the admissions process is easier. The fees are competitive, Suna will talk to you about that, so it's an opportunity for you and us to work together and grow the business in Sydney.